You might be thinking like, okay, but how do I get started? You really don't have to go from 0 to 100 to start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today, I'm very excited about this episode because I hear all the time women say, I'm scared to lift weights because I don't want to get bulky. Okay, so I get it. I mean, you probably think that if you're going to start lifting weights, you're going to start looking like a bodybuilder. But trust me when I say this, lifting weights is not going to make you bulky. In fact, it comes with so many benefits, especially as we get older. So I want to talk about that. And hopefully, after you listen to this episode, you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know that. Now I'm going to go and lift some weights. So first, let's talk about the myth. Getting big muscle, you guys, takes a whole lot of effort and commitment. We are like talking about serious dedication, right? Like most women simply don't produce enough testosterone and we combine with other hormones. That's why it's just so much harder for us to put on that amount of muscle that would makes us look bulky. So, like I said, unless you're working out like a pro bodybuilder and following like a diet specifically designed to gain muscle, you really do not need to worry about getting bulky and look like a Hulk just because you go to the gym and you lift. So now, when we know that this is not something that we need to worry about, I want to talk about a few benefits that strength training brings. And again, I hope that after you watch this or listen to this, you'll be like, wow, okay, this makes sense. So, number one, I want to talk about is your metabolism. When you lift weights, you are pretty much firing up your metabolic rate, your engine, because muscle is an active tissue, which means that it requires a lot of energy to maintain itself. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. And even when you are sitting on the couch watching Netflix, doing nothing, I like to always say that when our clients in our program, they go through our first phase of our program where we focus on strength training, recovering from under eating, restoring their metabolism. I always tell them that it's almost like we're turning their bodies into a burning machine, because that's exactly what happens when you put on significant amount of muscle. So imagine, like, think about it as like putting a turbo charged engine inside of your body that is working all the time for you. Isn't it amazing? Right? So that's exactly what you want. Number two benefit is how many of you say, I want to get tone. But here is the thing, lifting weights is exactly what you need to do in order to get tone, because you're not going to ever achieve that tone look that you're looking for if you're spending hours on treadmill plus you're under eating. The thing with many of you, and specifically women, is that in order for us to put on muscle, you need to eat enough food. Your diet needs to be high in protein and you need to do strength training. And there's so many women that I talk to on a daily basis who says, I want to get toned. I want to have the nice toned, sexy look. But while you're doing tons of and tons of cardio, eating like 12, 13, 14, even 1500 calories. Like if you're a woman anywhere between like 140 pounds, 170 pounds, you're 5'5", you're pretty active, like you get some steps done, you on the go all day long, I'm going to tell you that you should be eating around 2000 calories to maintain your weight. So imagine if I'll tell you that in order to put on some muscle, you're probably going to have to eat way more than that and incorporate a strength training, right? Then I can see your faces now when I say that number. You probably think like, oh my God, like I don't even know when was the last time I ate 2000 calories. I get this all the time. Someone just messaged me, I think yesterday, on Instagram saying that they always hear me to say, you need to eat more, you need to eat more, you need to eat more in order to lose weight because your metabolism is slow and your body got to the point where you lost the ability to lose weight. And yes, it's true, because if you've been under eating for so long and you still think that you should be eating even less than that, you only doing yourself disadvantage. And now again, like, you want to get tone, you need to incorporate strength training and start eating more and increase your protein as well, because most of you averages like 50 grams of protein a day, which is super low. Another benefit that I want to talk about is your bone health. As we get older, especially women in menopause, we start to lose bone density. So, strength training is going to help us with that, because it will support your bone health. And that is so important when we get old, to really focus on that, because it's going to help us to prevent ourselves from getting injured, fractures, and things like that. So, I just literally named like a three huge benefits: your metabolism, turning your body into a burning machine. You want to get tone, you need muscle, and you're not going to get muscles or put on muscle if you are doing tons of cardio, and your bone health. So after this, if you still don't think that strength training is important, I don't know what else I need to say, honestly. Regarding the menopause, this is a topic also that we talk about a lot also with our clients. When women go through menopause, your estrogen levels will drop. And estrogen is a key hormone that plays a big, big, big role in a muscle health, because it's an anabolic hormone. So as you go through a menopause and your levels of the estrogen are lower, it becomes so much harder for you to put on any muscle. So again, another reason why you want to make sure that you're eating enough protein and you are doing strength training. So now you might be thinking like, okay, but how do I get started? So I'm going to say one thing. I've been lifting weights for the first time I remember I got my very first membership at the gym, probably like 2013, let's say 14. So let's say that I've been lifting weights for about 10 years. My first 2 years or maybe like a year at the gym, I was so scared and terrified, like most of you. Like, I walked in, I was like, just get me on a treadmill. I actually was doing a lot of Stairmaster, and just literally like leave me there, because just walking around at the gym was causing me so much anxiety. I was like, everyone is watching me, everyone is looking at me. But that's not true. Like, I say that all the time, like, no one cares. Like, no one cares. You are there for yourself. But the thing is that you don't even need to go and start at the gym and get membership right away, because just starting itself is a lot of work and effort that you need to put in. A lot of us is very busy, like, your parents, you have kids, you have full-time jobs. So now when someone tells you, hey, you should be working out 5 times a week, like, probably you're going to be like, you're crazy. How do I fit it in my schedule? Right? So start slow. That's my number one tip for you, because you really don't have to go from 0 to 100 to start. You easily can start with just body weights, just to start with, right? Then we're going to incorporate some weights or machines, but just to start with, just to get in the routine, do some body weights exercises. Now, the best thing to do, I say this all the time, even to all of our clients, when you're struggling with time, because like I said, if you're not in a routine where you work out and exercise actually became the part of your life that you cannot imagine not exercise, like myself, right? Like, I just need to move my body, because I feel like if I don't exercise for a few days in a row, I just feel it. I just miss it. So that's like the best thing that can happen to you, because it does not feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like a torture. Like, it actually feels like something you want to do for your body. And I'm going to tell you that took me years to get to that point. So don't expect in a month to be like, yay, like, I love exercising. No, it actually takes a very long time for you to get to the point where you're like, okay, this is actually part of my life now. But let's go back to how to start. So like I said, start slow. Don't go from 0 to 100. You're going to fail. But the tip that I give to all of our clients as well is to schedule your workouts in your calendar and treat them as like an important meeting with yourself. Like for me, there is nothing better than just put my headphones on or go down to the basement, even if I'm not going to make it to the gym, and just play some good music and just enjoy it. I always feel so much better. Like I'm recording this podcast right after I finished my workout and I did not want to do my workout. I did not feel like going downstairs and work out, but now I just feel so much better. So if you're going to start with just like a body weight exercising, you can do some squats. If your knees allowed you to, you can do some lunges, push-ups. It's just so easy just to start. Then you can progress and make it a little bit harder, and you can do and add some resistance bands. These are great for beginners. They are lightweight. You can take them with you anywhere. Like I took them with me on vacation, and they are perfect for adding resistance without needing like any heavy weight. They're like the ones that like the booty bands that you can just like put around your above your knees or ankles, or you can get those long ones. I think they call super bands. I can't remember the name, but you know which one I'm talking about. So you can add those and just use them. Like you can even do like biceps curls with those long ones. You can do lateral raises. You can do like a seated row. You can do squats. You can do so much, and they are very, very beneficial. And like I said, you can grab them, throw them in the luggage, and just take them with you on vacation, just like I did a few weeks ago. And then once you are already like, okay, I'm in this routine, I'm working out 3 times a week, I love it, right? Like when you're actually in the routine, when you're like, okay, this is like a part of my week, then you can either get dumbbells that you can purchase at home. You can get like adjustable dumbbells. They don't take a lot of space, so they are really good when people don't have a lot of room. So you can definitely have those. Or you can go to the gym and just experiment and ask trainers for help to introduce you to using maybe some machines, because those are probably the best to start with. Like you definitely don't want to go to the gym and put barbell on your back the first day. You're going to injure yourself, and that's not worth it. You really want to ease your way into the workouts very slowly at the gym. So machines are the best. If you don't have anyone to really help you, for example, typically there are trainers who offers you like a free sessions or something like that. But if there's no option like that, and maybe you don't want to pay for sessions, then also make sure that you look at the machines, because there's always a guide on how to use the machine. It explains what muscles you're working, and it's just easy. If I tell you how I started working out, you would laugh, but I think that everyone starts somewhere, or for sure everyone starts somewhere. So you don't want to compare yourself to anybody. But now the thing is that I personally never really hired a trainer. I actually started watching YouTube videos, and I just learned from YouTube videos, and I was just doing my own research. And when I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I feel actually comfortable to film myself, I would not only film myself for my content, but I would film myself because I wanted to see if my form looks good. And it was awful. Like for the first few years, I still have these videos saved in my phone. And when I look at it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I did not have a good form. But it doesn't matter, because I got better over time, and that's something that counts. That's what we want. So if you have the balls and you're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm going to go to the gym, get my membership, then ask someone working there, trainers, hey, is there any trial? Do you guys offer like a free sessions? And then you can possibly even hire a trainer, because for the first few months, it's probably the best thing you can do, just to make sure that you're doing exercises properly. And then once you progress with that, then it's time to learn how to work out with barbell, because that is honestly like the best that you can do, because you can do a lot of compound exercises where you're engaging more muscles at the same time. And that is really what gets you the tone look, what helps you to put on the muscle. And ladies, if you're watching this, lifting weights has completely changed my life. Not only my body composition, yes, I have changed so much. I did a body recomposition to the point where my weight hasn't moved for like 2 years, but I lost a lot of fat and I put on a lot of muscles. So then when I compared my photos from before and now, I'm like, wow, like how the hell? Now I understand. But before I was like, how the hell? I have not lost any weight, but I look completely different. Like how? Well, that calls body recomposition, right? So anyway, I hope that this was helpful and that you feel more confident to start with strength training, because I'm telling you, there's so many benefits. And if you like this episode, please let me know, leave the comments. And if you have any questions, send me a message via Instagram or Facebook, and I'm gonna be excited for our next episode next week.